Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me as we take a look at your weekend forecast for October 11th through the 14th, Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day weekend, depending on where you're from. So let's take a look at what's going on across the country. Things have quieted down in the tropics, thankfully, at least for the time being. Everything is kind of headed off. We're in recovery mode here, certainly across the southeastern part of the United States. The northern part of the United States is starting to see some more active weather as we're getting a more fall-like pattern, not surprising, as we head towards fall. And you can kind of see that here. We've got a front and a system across Canada with a front and then another system here across the Rockies, and then a couple more pushing on shore here across the Pacific Northwest. And as that happens, we're going to get a little bit more active here. We're going to have a system that is going to affect us. It's going to be relatively weak. I mean, it's not going to be a real powerhouse of a system, but it is going to give us some persistent chance of some showers Sunday into Monday, and Monday may even end with a little bit of flurry snow at the highest elevations. Not anything that's going to cause travel issues, but just something to kind of remind us that indeed it is October and we're heading towards winter. So there you go. Here's our front. Currently, what's going to happen with this is it's going to swing through basically kind of overnight tonight. Going to bring some clouds, but most of the moisture is to our north and is going to stay to our north. But it will kind of bring in some strong winds behind it, which will allow for some cooler air to push in across the northeast. And then what's here kind of across the Rockies is eventually going to develop into a not a weak storm, but also not a very strong storm, which will kind of dip to our south. I'll show you the track of that, and that will give us our rain chances for Sunday into Monday, basically. But today and tomorrow look pretty nice. Particularly today is nice out there. A little breezy today, quite windy tomorrow, but temperatures are relatively warm for this time of year, whereas we'll be chilly after that this week. Let's take a look. I got a lot of graphics for you today. Here's the upper level. You can see we've gotten much more active. Instead of these big cutoff systems, we do have basically a kind of a cutoff low, which is kind of pushing our northwesterly flow here across the northeast. That's what's given us the showers over the last couple of days. It has swung far enough out that we don't really have to worry about showers today. But our next system, this is kind of that frontal system diving to our south. And then we've got significant other pieces of energy that are getting ready to kind of fall, to make their way into this trough and eventually create our low pressure system. We're going to take a look. There is some colder air to our north and west, not frigid or anything yet, but colder air to our north and west. We're going to tap into that, which is why we're going to get some pretty cool temperatures over at the weekend. Let's take a look at those temperatures. As you can see, these are morning lows, so it's not, unusual at all. We were chilly, but it's pretty average, actually, even if maybe a degree or two up, probably close to average here across the northeast for low temperatures. And across Canada, a lot of Western Canada, a lot of 20s and 30s. Again, not unusual at all for this time of year, especially up there. But you can see we're starting to cool off as we get to that portion of the year. And that is going to head in our direction and going to kind of be the air mass that is over us for a lot of next week. So we're going to be kind of chilly next week as we head through. So let's take a look at this pattern, basically. Sunday, midday, storm is kind of over Ohio, northern Ohio. We got a warm front that's kind of pushing some moisture kind of in a band that may or may not be affecting southern Vermont. So particularly early in the day on Sunday, we may be seeing some light rain that may hold off till after lunch. I would just basically plan that Sunday's a gray day. And if it's not raining in the morning, if you want to get out and do something real quick, that would be fine. But you can expect that in the afternoon, there's going to be light rain, kind of off and on rain throughout a lot of the day on Sunday, overnight as well, and then more showery precipitation on Monday. So let's take a look as we head through that forecast. The system kind of tracks to our south, keeps us kind of on the cooler side, and particularly as the system starts to wrap up into the Maritimes midday Monday and Monday afternoon, any wraparound precipitation, of which there might be some, could fall in the way of some snow flurries, especially at the highest elevations. Although by evening, even down into kind of anywhere above 1,000 feet, might see some flurries, some wet snowflakes mixed in. Again, accumulation would be held up to just the tops of the ski areas, but I wouldn't be surprised to wake up and see the top of Stratton, the top of Killington, certainly the top of Okemo, with a little bit of snow, top couple hundred feet of the mountains up there with a little bit of snow that might kind of look glazed, which would be kind of pretty. Nothing we got to worry about, but just something that could happen on Monday evening. And we are getting to that time of year where that kind of thing is possible. This will swing out, and then we'll have cooler air and kind of northwest flow, which could also bring a chance for some showers in the afternoon on Tuesday, Wednesday, and a couple of those could also be flurries, even a little bit lower down in elevation. But nothing again to be too concerned about. Just that might be kind of interesting as we are headed towards that time of year. Let's take a quick look at the actual forecast. Today is nice, full sun today. Temperature about 60 degrees on average, a little bit warmer in the valleys, a little bit cooler at the higher elevations. Overnight tonight, we cloud up with that front that's moving through our north. I don't think any precipitation, chance of a sprinkle, but I don't think really any precipitation. Because of the clouds, temperatures stay up in the upper 40s, so that's a little bit above average. Tomorrow, we're going to start off, actually, warmest temperatures are probably 9, 10 o'clock in the morning where you could see some sun, and then getting cloudy with some cooling temperatures aloft and breezy. Afternoon temperatures fall from the mid-50s down to the upper 40s. It'll feel kind of chilly by the afternoon. Increasing clouds overnight. We'll probably start off with a little bit of clear skies on Saturday, but increasing clouds. Temperatures will fall quickly before kind of holding in place once the clouds get in. Sunday, I think a lot of the rain holds off till afternoon, although rain in the morning is possible on Sunday as well. You can see temperatures kind of going to have a raw feel to it out there. A good day. If you haven't started a fire in the fireplace or anything like that, or if you haven't had to do it too much, you're going to definitely want to do that on Sunday. Good day for soup. It's kind of one of those days. Afternoon dreariness, temperatures in the low 40s. It's going to feel kind of raw out there. Overnight temperatures, things become a little bit more, still some steady rain around, but it's kind of light rain as well. Temperatures in the upper 30s. And then on Monday, that light rain or showery, especially as we head through further into the day, showery precipitation with maybe a flake or two of snow. I didn't put that there because most of us aren't really going to see that, but it is possible. Temperature only about 40 degrees on Monday. It's chilly on Monday. Overnight, we keep the clouds, although we start to break the clouds out maybe by Tuesday morning. Temperatures fall back to around freezing. It's going to be chilly to start next week. We are kind of into that time of the year. I'm going the wrong direction with my graphic. Sorry about that. Nice weather to start the weekend. Sunday and Monday look mostly gray and raw. At the highest elevation, some wet snowflakes could even mix in Monday afternoon and evening. The wind on Saturday will start to bring an end to the foliage. So we are kind of past peak now. Still some good color out there. Probably still be some good color for the next couple of weeks. But there are a lot of the leaves have fallen and will fall, especially over the next couple of days, and that'll mean that it's still pretty, but not as pretty before we get into full stick season by the end of the month. Next week looks chilly. That's what's going on across southern Vermont. Thanks for supporting the channel. I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons. They help support what I do here at the West River Other Guy. If you're interested in becoming a patron, you can see the link in the description below. It talks about that. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel before, I would encourage you to do so. Helps make sure you don't miss any of my videos. I'll be back on Tuesday next week with a look at your work week forecast.